everyone, I hope you're having a really nice day. Thought I'd get outside. It's a little bit overcast now, so not so hot, but pretty muggy and humid out here. What have I been doing? I have these old beetroot that I've got a trellis, they're kind of entwined in a trellis, so you can see the old knobbly beetroot there. And this is what they look like when they go to seed. So it's just been up in this old trellis. I've let it go, quite crunchy. And all I've done is crunch the seeds into the bag. And I'll leave this bag open to air and just let them, in case there's still any dampness in there at all, slightly green still, but pretty dry and crunchy. And these will be my beetroot seeds. So I'll leave these for a while, and it's one of those sort of, well, not rainy days, maybe hot days, that I'll get back to it, where I'll just sit inside and I'll siphon through them and just, you know, you just basically just crunch the seeds off, throw the stems away, and these seeds will get bagged up. Some will sell on our farm produce stall out the front of our property. Some will bag up and gift to friends. We also have a beautiful thing in our community, and many communities in Australia have it, called a Grow Free card, set up by our lovely friend Alyssa. So you know, we just go and pop things on there for people to take, so in our local community. So I'll pop some seeds labelled on there. I'll sell a few through Facebook Marketplace, things like that, and obviously I'll use them for ourselves. We love beetroot all year round. It's one of those great ones that you can kind of get going most seasons. Yeah, so I've been bagging up the beetroot seeds. They'll sit like that. I'll just write beetroot on there because you think you're going to remember, but you won't. Paper bag, so it won't collect moisture. And that's it. So now I'm going to get onto a hybrid cauliflower that grew really well. Had one big bunch, and then once we cut that one off, had lots of younger ones sort of come off of it that we could just cut as we needed. That one plant pretty much did us for cauliflower. It was a cauliflower hybrid. It was one of those, I can't think what it's called, but they're kind of a bit more cone shape, and they look a bit like a cross between cauliflower and broccoli. But it ate well. It was nice and sweet and crunchy, and it stood up well too. We had a massive slug problem this year, which we don't normally get, so it stood up well to that as well. So I'm going to bag those seeds up now as well. The best thing about collecting your own seeds is the satisfaction that you know you're ready for the next season of them, but also knowing where your seeds come from and knowing there's no nasty chemicals in them and that kind of thing. But for me, it's even more than that. It's this. I'm sitting outside. It's hot, but it's overcast, so it's not unpleasant. And you know, it's one of those slow tasks that just slow you down. You get a chance to have a think about life while you're doing it. Sometimes kids join you and help pick off the seeds. Yeah, but it's a nice thing to do, collect your own seeds. Now obviously this is one cauliflower bush, so you know, it's looking pretty ugly in the garden at the moment as it dries out. I could have picked it while it was still a lot greener, like these, but then I have to worry about mold and things like that, especially with the season we're having. Again, remember, we're zone 4, South Australia, Mediterranean, dry, warm climate, but we are having an El Nino come through, so we are having those waves in water level, still dry, but just, you know, every now and again. We've had a few raindrops today even. Yeah, anyway, again, an old paper newsagent bag or chemist bag or whatever you have. You can cut off the whole branches and just pop them in, or you can I don't know if we can pick that up, but those ones, the seeds are already gone. So these ones, they're a pod still. I just pop them in straight like that, the whole pod into the bag. They will probably split as they dry, and they're tiny little seeds. So there's a little seed. seeds there, tiny little seeds. So it's a lot easier if you can get them before they completely dry out and you have a pod like that. So that's where the seeds are in here. Tiny little seeds. So I generally pop the whole pod into the bag. So all I'm going to do is sit here and pick my pods. Got a helicopter going over. And that's it. So this will be more than enough cauliflower for us over next winter. And again, I'll bag some up. I'll put some on our grow free cart to give away to our community, give some to family and friends, and sell some through our farm produce stall and on Marketplace on Facebook. I've done my beetroot, doing my cauliflower. I've got some spinach to go next. I don't worry too much about spinach for myself. I let it self-seed because I find new ones will grow up anyway, and I'll just let them fall into the ground and keep going. But yeah, for these, I don't want these to keep growing over summer. They won't get a nice head on them. You will get leaves on them. Like, look at this one. It's already got some green shoots coming back out of it. But these are edible in stir fries and things, but they're not. They're taking up too much space in the garden and robbing the soil now. So I'm ready to replant out that space and put some manure down and things like that. Okay, so with the spinach, as you can see, it's a lot greener. The seeds, you can see, have dried out quite well. Like I said, I still eat the little leaves that come off here in stir fries and things. I don't find them that bitter, but sometimes they can go really bitter. It depends how they are. But now you can see it's pretty much all seed. It's done. So if you're going to collect your spinach, sometimes I just shake some off, pull this and throw it to the goats because it self-seeds so easily. But because it's still green, I've actually got, I'd let it go a bit drier somewhere. I could hang it up, but we're off on holidays for a week up the river. So this could potentially go mouldy, and we don't want the seeds to go mouldy. So all I've got is a pillowcase, and an old pillowcase, obviously, 100% cotton. And I'm just literally going to pop these in a dry spot in the pillowcase. And that will just give them another week to really dry off. Try and take as much of the leaves off as you can. If you're putting the whole branch in, that's fine as well. But yeah, just break some off. It depends how many you want to keep as well. I'm surprised how many seeds I actually sell, because it's so easy to get plants of it. You know, you just dig a bit out your garden for someone and it will take off. You can have it out of water for a good week or so as well. So, you know, if you don't have spinach seeds, I wouldn't really recommend buying them, saying the person who sells them. But I would, you know, ask a friend if they've got a bit of spinach they can pull out for you that's self-seeded. Yeah, I'll grab a few seeds. They don't cost much. So that's all I do. Another thing you can do is you just grab the seeds and just, you know, run your hand down and they're going to fall off. And you're just left with the stalk, which is the green bit, which will more likely go mouldy. Oh, raindrop. This is really green, so I probably wouldn't even bother with that. I'm not after that many seeds either. My spinach self-seeds, so I don't need it for planting. Enough of this seed would have already dropped off in my garden patch. So this is purely to, I'll pop some in. If I get spare little pots or egg crates, I'll pop some in and grow and pop it on our grow free cart or give it to friends, etc. Yeah, it's another thing to pop on the farm produce. They do generally sell, but you know, I'd sell a little pot of a spinach seedling for like 50 cents to $1 really. So that's probably why they sell. But spinach is an awesome one if you're just looking, you haven't got a big space in your garden and you're looking to get started. Then grab some spinach seeds, find a spot in your garden where you're happy for it to go to seed, and yeah, just let it go, and you'll always have something green in your garden to add to your salad or to your vegetable meal. So it's a great dual veggie to have in your garden. One of the kids has also got into using the bigger leaves as a wrap as well. So, you know, instead of using the bread, just having a spinach leaf as a wrap. So really, they're great dual purpose. You can pick them when they're big, or pick them when they're small. So I'm just going to go on with that, and won't talk too much more about spinach. Yeah. So that is my collection of seeds today. So it's been about half an hour. I've had a cup of tea. I've watched the weather change twice, and I have my spinach seeds drying out. I'm just going to go through and pick all these leaves out, and probably these really green ones. I have my cauliflower drying out. Sorry, I have my cauliflower drying out in there, and in here I have my beetroot drying out. And all I've done is make sure you write on the packet what it is, when it's from, so you know how old they are, and let them dry out a little bit more in the bigger packets before you packet them up into something smaller. And that will be 3 veggies that I will know I will have come autumn and winter. Next video, I hope to show you how I plan out in my calendar when I'm going to plant these guys. Yeah, so I hope a little bit of this resonates with you. Would love your feedback on your favourite tips for collecting seeds, what you'd like to know more about with seeds. I really appreciate all your comments, and for subscribing and watching our videos. And thank you all so much for joining us for 2021 as we go on this crazy homestead journey with you. Thanks everyone.